Hi, I'm Arlen Geyer, and I have been making digital photographs since 2001. And in these 10 years, I have my file naming and storing system has evolved considerably. I'd like to show you some of that evolution so that you can see how chaotic it was and the system I have evolved over those years. So in the beginning, in 2001, my system was rather haphazard. I have currently I have a year heading. I did not have that at the time, but then I've got folder names that are events and such not, and but it's not as organized as all that because, for example, the one I've got selected here, if I wanted to find where that is in here, now I'm using Adobe Lightroom currently as my organizational application. I can right click here and go to folder in library, and it will show me where that is. And under 2001, it's in a subfolder called Nikon Pics, it's with a Nikon camera, with a subheading of another Nikon Pics, and then a subheading of Nikon 1. And then it's going to be buried in there someplace, along with those 101 files that are in that folder. As you can see, that's a rather bizarre and unorganized organization. That's the way it was in 2001. So time goes on, and around 2006, I began to use Lightroom, and that encouraged a little better organization. So if we go into 2007, and we look at I started off where I'm just doing, we have the year here, and then a subfolder from that for each month, and Lightroom will do that for you. And then within that month, I've got the year, month, and day. So this is January 1st of 2007. Down here is January 29th of 2007. These are all within January. You can skip down. We can see, for example, May, and here are some photographs from May. And my system here, you can see there's a little variation. Here I have the full month and day, and down here I have just the day. So year, month, and day as separate subfolders. And then I added the some tag to identify what was going on there. And so then that system pretty much stayed with me until same idea here. But eventually I discovered that I didn't really need to include the description of what was there because I started using keywords to do that once I was working in Lightroom. So I've eventually abandoned identifying in the folder name what the contents is because I've got keywords to do that for me. So if we look in 2010, for example, and let's go to the 10th month, and so here, for example, is the first day of the 10th month, and this was looks like this was a homecoming event, and you can see this little symbol right in here says that this has keywords, and so each of these has keywords in it, and different projects in here, and they each has keywords to identify what's going on. The specific keywords is not really part of this tutorial, this video, so, but the important thing here is the organizational system. My file naming here is very simple. It's the year dash and the month and then an underscore and then just a sequential number from the beginning of the year. And Lightroom does that. You can set up Lightroom to do that. Now the big change I made was going into 2011 because I realized that if I'm scrolled way down here, for example, and I'm looking at this particular, here's my cat, this particular one, I know this is the 15th day of the 6th month of something, but, and if I hold the cursor over it, I can see it's 2010, whoops, it went away, 2010, 06, 15, but I discovered that it was more convenient for me, which I started doing this year, to identify the folder name completely, the year, day, month, and day completely in each of these headings. So the year is 2011, and then a folder within 2011 would be 2011-01-01 2011-02, etc. And then a folder within that, 2011-02-01, which tells me that this is 2011, February 1st. And so I can see, even if I'm way down in here, I don't have to scroll up and find out what the year is. I got it right there. So I have found that that, for me, is the most convenient method of organization here. Lightroom can be set up to do this for you, but notice each of these is a subfolder. The advantage of that is I can collapse all of these and keep a very organized folder structure. And this is my entire folder structure right here in one view, which includes 143,162 images. And so if you have a flat structure, I might have 143,162 entries right here, and that would be untenable. So by having subfolders within each year and within each month, I can keep a very clean, organized system in my organizational structure. And I don't have to actually dig in here to find those because I can search keywords, and that, of course, is the subject of another video. So thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful.